Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to be going over the equivalent fractions and comparing fractions study guide. I'm going to go over all 10 problems. You can replay the video and get all the answers. Okay. Here is number 1. Okay. With number 1, I'm looking at how many fractional pieces are shaded. When I look at this, I see 8 out of the 12 shaded. So I'm going to write up here 8/12. If 8/12 are shaded, I don't have that as an answer. So I need to find a common, equivalent fraction to 8/12. Okay? I do this by looking at all of the multiples of 12. 3 is a multiple of 12. 2 is a multiple of 12. 3 is still a multiple of 12, but 5 is not. Okay? So first I'm going to look at 3. If I put 3 as my denominator, what did I do to the 12 to get a 3? I divided by 4. If I take the 8 and divide by 4, because whatever I do to the top, I have to do to the bottom. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Okay, I'll look over at my answers. 1/3 is not an equivalent fraction because 2/3 is the equivalent fraction. 2/3 and 1/3 are not equal. Okay, 1/2 is not going to be an equivalent fraction because I know that half of 12 is 6. 6/12 and 8/12 are not equal. So the only answer that I can get is 2/3. Okay, number 2. The 2 number lines below have points that show equal fractional parts of a whole. This number line, I have to decide how many pieces it is divided into. Okay, it is divided into 4 pieces. 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece, 4 pieces. So each of my pieces is a 4th. The bottom number line, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. So each of these is an 1/8. So this fraction is 1/4 on my number line. This fraction is 1/8, 2/8. So 1/4 and 2/8 are at the same place on number lines that are the same size. Jake wants to write equal fractions that are shown on the number lines. Name the 2 fractions. Then write a number sentence using multiplication to show how the fractions are equal. Okay, that's going to be a little bit different. Here. Okay, there we go. 2/8 is equal to 1/4 because from going to 8 to 4, I'm going to divide by 2, and going from 2 to 1, I'm going to divide by 2. Okay? So also do it the other way using multiplication. 1/4 times 2/2 is equal to 2/8. Okay, number 3. The 2 shapes shown below have the same fractional part shaded. Okay, if you can't see it, make it a little bit darker. This fraction bar has 3 pieces and 2 of them are shaded. This fraction bar has 12 pieces and 8 of them are shaded. Okay? So I look down at my 4. Which number sentence shows how to decompose the shaded fraction in shape A to result in the smaller units in shape B. Okay? 2/3 is equal to what number that represents 1. Okay? So I have to find the number over itself that equals 2/3. Okay. Does 2/3 times 4/4 equal what I have over here? So I'm going to look at each one. 6/6, 2/2, and 3/3. I count my shapes again. I have 8. Which whole is going to give me 8/12? Well, let's make sure it's not more than 1. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 4 is 12. 8 will do it. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 6 is 18. Okay? B will not. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. C does not. I make sure with all 4, 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 3 is 9. The only one that will give me the fraction that I need in shape B is A. Okay, let's go on to number 4, turn the page. All right, Vera has 2 planters. Each is divided into equal parts as shown. Vera put dirt in some of the parts of the boxes so she could plant her flowers. So this is easier to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 12. So I'm going to write it down here. And then 1, 2, 3 out of 4. Okay? Vera says that the planter box shows that 3/4 is equal to 9/12 because the fractions name the same amounts of the boxes that are filled with dirt. What is another way to show that the fractions are equal? What you are looking for is what I can multiply by in the version of a 1 that will make the 2 fractions equivalent. 3 times 3 will give me 9. 4 times 3 will give me 12. Okay? This one is multiplying by 9. This will give me 9/12. B is adding 1. We cannot get equivalent fractions by adding, so B is incorrect. C is also adding, and it's not adding a version of 1. It's not adding anything that's in our equation, so it is incorrect. Okay, 3/4 times 3/1. This is actually multiplying this by 3. This is taking 3 of these planters, just like this. This is not going to work because I get 9/4, which is more than 1 and is not equivalent to 9/12. So A is my only possible answer. Okay, number 5. Which fraction is equivalent to the portion that is shaded in the diagram below? Okay, we see 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 10. Okay, that's not one of our choices. So we have to find an equivalent fraction to 4/10. Okay, so I look at all of my denominators here that I can multiply and get 10 by. Okay, 5 and 10 are multiples of 10. 8 is not a multiple of 10, and 3 is not a multiple of 10. So I have 2 choices. So I have to see if 2/5 or 3/5 is equivalent to 4/10. Okay, so I'm going to look. What over 5 is equal to 4/10? What did I do to the bottom? I multiplied by 2. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So what can I multiply by 2 to get a 4? Yes, you are correct. I can multiply by 2. So 2/5 is our correct answer. Number 6. Debbie completed the number sentence shown below. 5/6 is greater than 7/12. Which fraction is equal to 5/6, has a denominator of 12, and can be used to show why 5/6 is greater than 7/12? Again, we have to make an equivalent fraction from 5/6 into 12ths. Okay? 6 becomes a 12 by multiplying by 2. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do the top. 5 multiplied by 2 is, yes, 10. So 10/12 is going to be equivalent to 5/6, and if I plug that back into the top, 10/12 is greater than 7/12. So I am correct. So C is my answer. Number 7. Kate solved the number sentence below by finding equal fractions with the same denominators. I do not have the same denominators here. 5 and 2 cannot compare, so I need to find something that is the same. I look down here at my answers. I'm going to already eliminate some. 8 is not a factor, is not a multiple of 5. 6 is not a multiple of 5. 10 is a multiple of 5, but 12 is not a multiple of 5. For this one, I don't have to do any other work than this, because I know that I have to have a multiple of 5, which is 5, 10, 15, and a multiple of 2 that becomes a common denominator, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The lowest common denominator I have here is the 10. So I look at all of my other answers and confirm that 10 has to be my denominator. Now, just to make sure, I'm going to make tenths out of both. Five times 2 is 10. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 5 is 10. 1 times 5 is 5. And 5 is half of 10. So I'm confirming all along that what I'm doing is correct. So I look at them again now. 6 tenths, is it greater than 5 tenths? My answer is yes. So I confirm once again that I have done the right thing. My only answer must be A. Number 8. I'm going to show all of it eventually, but I'm going to let you look at the top. 2 sisters are painting equal sized walls in their bedroom. Jessica has painted 3/4 of one wall. Tara has painted 5/8 of another wall. Which sentence is true? Okay. Again, common denominators would be nice. Okay, since 8 is a multiple of 4, I can use 8 as my common denominator. Okay, so 3/4 is equivalent to how many eighths? 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 2 is, yes, 6. So 6/8 is what Jessica has painted. Is 6/8 less than 5/8? No. If I make the equivalent fraction first, it makes the rest of this problem simple. Is 3/4 greater than 5/8? Well, I'll look back at my number, and yes, B is correct, but I'm going to make sure that it's the only correct answer. Is 3/4 equal to 5/8? No, we've already determined they're two different fractions, so C is incorrect. Is 3/4 greater than 5/8? Yes. So I look back, I have two correct answers. Let's see what is different. Jessica has painted more because 3/4 is greater than 5/8. Jessica has painted more because 3/4 is 5. Okay, we have two exact same answers. So B or D would be correct. Okay? Number 9. Jack and Leon read the same book over the weekend. Jack reads 3/4 of his book and Leon reads 5/12. Which statement is correct? I'm going to do the work down here at the bottom. I have room for 9 and 10. Okay, Jack, which statement is correct? Well, I can't do anything until I get equivalent fractions. Okay, I look at both of my numbers, and my multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, there we go. I already have a 12. 12 times 1 is 12, so that is the lowest common multiple that I can get. Okay, so I confirm again, 12, my first one. So I'm going to use 12. So thankfully, half my work is already done, because 5/12 is equal to 5/12. Okay? 3/4 is going to be equal to some fractional 12. What did I do to 4 to make it a 12? Mathematically, I multiplied 4 times 3 to get a 12. So what do I have to do to the 3? 3 times 3 gives me 9. So, Jack read 9/12. Ryan read 5/12. I'm not finished. I have to look back at my 4 answers and see which one fits. Move over here so I can see all of my work at the same time. Okay, that's not going to do. Okay, Jack has read less of his book than Leon. Has Jack read less? No, so A is not my answer. Leon has read more of his, Leon, sorry. Leon has read more of his book. That's just the opposite. Okay? Same statement, they just changed the wording and the order. So Leon has not read more of his book than Jack. So B is not correct. Jack has read more of his book than Leon has read of his book. Okay, C does fit. I'm going to check and make sure by looking at D. Leon and Jack each read the same amount of their book. Well, 9/12 and 5/12 are not equal because we've already determined that 9/12 is more. So D cannot be correct. The correct answer is C. Okay, number 10. Noel and Keelan are sharing a box of granola bars. Nolan takes 1/3 of the bars in the box. Keelan takes 2/5 of the bars in the box. Okay? Move it over here. Noel. Okay? Noel takes 1/3. Keelan takes 2/5. Okay. Now, I'm at a different point now because 5 and 3 are not common denominators. So I have to find a common denominator that will work with both, right? So I start with my factors of 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, I think I found one, but I'm going to check. 5, 10, 15. Yes, 15 is my lowest common multiple. So I'm going to use 15 for both. The question asked me, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to highlight where the question mark is. Write a number sentence. Okay, there's no question. Write a number sentence using greater than, less than, or equal to compare the fraction bars. Okay, so 15 is going to be the common denominator for both. 3, mathematically, I'm going to do something to get a 15, and 5, I'm going to do something to get a 15. I'm going to multiply 3 by 5 to get 15, so I have to multiply 1 by 5, and that is 5. So 1/3 is equal to 5/15. 2/5, I'm only going to multiply by 3. 2 times 3 is 6. So now I have my fractional pieces that I can compare. Okay? 5/15 is less than 6/15. Therefore, 1/3 is less than 2/5. Okay? There is no answer to circle on number 10, so this is it. Okay? I appreciate you following along. You may replay the video as many times as you need to go through and work on the problems and understand what you are doing. The test will be tomorrow. We have done equivalent fractions in class. We've worked on comparing fractions just a little bit, so I wanted to make sure that everybody had an equal opportunity to do word problems comparing fractions with common denominators. Thank you, good luck, and I will see you in the morning. Have a wonderful evening, and tomorrow is glow in the dark day, if you remember. Appreciate you.